Digital single-lens reflex cameras are digital cameras that use a mechanical mirror system to direct light from the lens to an optical viewfinder, which is at the back of the camera. Compact digital cameras without an optical viewfinder have no mirror. This means that capturing video has been possible for some time. However, until more recently, they have been low resolution and have a low frame rate, usually around 15 frames per second. Movies theoretically need to be captured upward of about 24 frames per second to produce movement smooth to the eye. The reflex design scheme is a major difference between a DSLR and an original digital point-and-shoot cameras. In the reflex design scheme, the image captured on the camera's sensor is also the image that is seen through the viewfinder. Light travels through a single lens and a mirror is used to reflect a portion of that light through the viewfinder, hence the name single lens reflex. While there are many variations among point-and-shoot cameras, the typical design exposes the sensor constantly to the light projected by the lens, allowing the camera screen to be used as an electronic viewfinder. There are many reasons why someone would shoot video. Some of these reasons would be to get a film festival feel to your video because DSLR shoot video with a shallow depth of field. There are many times when you should shoot video with a DSLR. These include when you are shooting while traveling because a DSLR is more portable and has better quality than most portable cameras. There are many different types of DSLRs and each one has their own unique features to them. Because of this, I will be focusing only on one type of DSLR camera, the Canon Rebel T1i. The Rebel T1i shoots brilliant video even in full high definition. By simply selecting Movie Mode on the Rebel T1i's mode dial, the camera's 3-inch LCD lights up and it's ready to go. Shooting is at a frame rate of 30 frames per second when shooting in standard definition, or high definition quality, which is 640 x 480 or 1280 x 720 pixels, has a frame rate of 20 frames per second, and in full high definition recording, 1920 x 1080 pixels. Sound is recorded through the camera's built-in microphone. Playback modes are simple to access, and all live view AF features can be used in shooting video. There are pros and cons for using a DSLR to shoot video. Some pros are DSLRs work well in low light, making it possible to record sunsets, stars in the night sky, and rock concerts, all with minimal light. There are interchangeable lenses that provide flexibility to achieve super tricked out shots with the most wide angle or telephoto lenses you need for the shot you need to capture. DSLRs have a shallow depth of field, making the video able to achieve that film look you'd like to see in most artsy films at the film festivals. And DSLRs are small, lightweight, and can be used in a huge variety of settings. Some cons are DSLRs require a decent understanding of still photography principles such as aperture, ISO, and shutter speed to take full advantage of all the manual settings. DSLRs record audio so poor that it's completely unusable for any kind of professional production. To get around this, you must buy external audio equipment. DSLRs require some sort of stabilization solution in order to be usable, such as a tripod. Taking shots while holding the camera itself while trying to focus will look amateur. DSLRs have very short clip limits. The Canon Rebel T1i can only shoot clips that are 29 minutes long. This is great for concept shorts, but can become a serious problem for live events such as weddings or even if you want to shoot a movie style video. But you can always fix this problem by having multiple memory cards on you at all times. In order to get the best possible video, we have to change our shooting techniques. One of the problems with using a DSLR is that the camera itself, while in live view mode, is not ideally suited for capturing video. In order to see what you're capturing, you have to hold the camera away from your body to view the LCD screen, which can introduce camera shake. A good tripod will cure this problem, but it takes away some of the spontaneity that is enjoyed while shooting handheld. Panning too fast across a static screen can make the image look blurry, while a slower pan using a tripod would produce better results. The CMOS sensor, as used by Nikon and Canon, builds up the picture from top to bottom. This can cause distortion while panning as the bottom section of the sensor receives light after the top part, possibly causing some skew in the upright lines. Say you were using the camera in video mode during a wedding or other function and someone else's flash fires. You may end up with a frame that has the flash captured on the upper half only. A CCD sensor does not suffer from these problems. Also, where manual focus is used, it can be tricky to hold the camera steady when turning the focusing ring. This is not ideal for tracking a subject when capturing a fast-moving action scene. No matter how your DSLR handles sound recording, it's always going to be an issue at some level. Some cameras only have an internal mic, and others have limited inputs and manual controls, leaving you with few options to capture truly great sound. If you want total control over your audio, you're going to want to look at a dual system sound. Dual system sound means that recording the audio and video separately. In an ideal world, you'd have a time code synchronized between your audio and video for easily matching them in post-production, but that involves expensive equipment. Fortunately, synchronizing sound on your own isn't all that difficult. As long as you keep track of which video files correspond to which audio files, you can match them up to your editor later. Finding the exact point of synchronization can be a little difficult, so this is where you generally use a clapperboard slate to create a sound clap at the beginning of the scene to help you find a common point of both audio waveforms. Since you only need the clapperboard for the noise it makes, as the name might suggest, you'll do just fine by clapping your hands loudly in front of both cameras and your external microphone. In conclusion, DSLRs are very good to use for video recording, but although there are some benefits to a DSLR, there are also some negatives. It is up to you to decide whether or not the positives outweigh the negatives.